Hello everyone and welcome to this video and welcome to my channel. Here in front of me is the S.H.Figuarts Dragon Ball Z Majin Buu. It's not Fat Buu. I haven't even covered Fat Buu because I don't really like the character. I've got it but I just haven't covered it. But this is Majin Buu. I just got this in today, so I'm going to do a quick unboxing. Quick being about 20 minutes probably. So here we go. Here he is in the box. Nice window display. Very standard S.H.Figuarts packaging. Photograph of the figure there. Logos at the bottom. Apologies, it's cut off a bit. It's a tall box. On the side, got more black and white photographs of the figure. On the reverse side, more details of what it is. You do get a bonus Fat Buu figure included in this packaging. Didn't realize that was going to be the case, but there we go. That's the packaging. Let's get this bad boy open, see what it's all about. And here's the Majin Buu figure out of his box. He's a pretty lanky figure, looks pretty good in my opinion so far. He comes with a few optional parts, and one actually is for Fat Buu, which I mentioned earlier on in the video. And lastly, he comes with an instruction leaflet that they all do. He does not come with a stand though, which is a typical S.H.Figuarts thing. I just wish they would start including stands moving forward. But let's quickly go through the parts and then the figure. So first part, I'm just going to quickly go through the Fat Buu head. So this is a Fat Buu head that goes with a Fat Buu figure, which I do have, but I haven't unboxed them. So if you do have Fat Buu, this is an extra head for him. This is an effects piece that just goes onto the figure to the ball at the top of his antenna. And that's Fat Buu for you. He comes with two extra heads. So the default right there, which I'll give you a closer look momentarily, and then another head, which is one where he looks a little bit grumpy, but it looks cool. He's got a nice effect around the mouth where he looks a bit spoiled and sad. Then he comes with his third head, which looks very cool with all the veins coming around his eyes and around his mouth, cheekbone here too. You can see his big mouth, gaping mouth with the teeth, sharp teeth, and the blue-green tongue. That's another cool head. I'll show you how to swap those soon. Comes with extra hands, so he's got the defaults open hands right there. Then he comes with the fists. Now all his hands have black fingernail paint on them. So he's got very large hands actually. I'll just show you the other side too for the joint. Other pair of hands are the open like palm hands versus ones that are already attached on him. Oh, hopefully it doesn't fall. Then he comes with another pair of hands. Not really a pair, but these are more individual. So one right hand where he's just finger pointing. Again, black nail polish. And then the other one is more of a, hey, come on type of hand. Again, all very big hands, and I'll show you how to change those soon. Then lastly, the instruction leaflet, which I'm just going to leave to the side. Now, here is the figure itself, which is pretty cool, pretty lanky. Now, he stands quite tall at around 20 centimeters, give or take. I've got his legs a bit apart. He's massive. He towers over the Goku, which... So here's Goku. There's the Majin Buu figure. Yeah, okay, let me just straighten his leg so he's looking less weird. But yeah, Goku is tiny compared to this Majin Buu figure. So I'm going to get rid of Goku now and carry on with Majin Buu. So Majin Buu looks pretty dope. I like the pink and I like his whole kind of stance and everything. He looks very menacing, very cool. Some of you might not like how plain his pink paint is. You might wanting more shading, but I'm sure people who do customs out there are going to do a wonderful job on fixing that up if you do have a massive issue with it. So looking closely then at his face, so this is his initial face with a open grin. You can see the green tongue and a little bit of blue on the sides. You can see his teeth. His eyes look pretty scary too. He's got the little gas holy things around his body, which I know is kind of like a thing with certain people that don't like holes in certain like flesh or fruits or something. Which, yeah, this is that character, right? Majin Buu has that all over his body, so it looks pretty good. Move it down, then he has the M sign on his belt, gold and black. Then he's got shading all over his baggy pants. His pants are quite heavy. Which is okay in a way too, because it means he's a bit more balanced in some sense. Gauntlets around his hands, which will hinder some parts of his articulation, which I'll get to soon, but not too much. And then similarly downwards to his feet, around the cuffs, and then his little plimsolly raggy shoes, yeah. So articulation then, so he can move his head up, really solid amount, impressive amount, downwards, just as good. He can tilt his head side to side, and then of course he can look either direction. He can bring his shoulder upwards all the way like that, and then he can twist them around. But what I'll show you is how he brings them forward. So he can bring them really wrapping around, but that does leave a huge gap on the reverse side. So depending on how you pose him, you will have to consider the massive gap that happens right there. But it does allow him for a big reach. Then he has the bicep twist there. He has the elbow right there. Hey, can you hear something? Can you hear something? Yeah, neither can I. Right, and then he's got the twist in his hand. Now I mentioned he's got a little bit of this hinders his articulation just a little bit. By that I just mean he can't bring his hand all the way up, but he can bring it down like so. It's not a huge deal, but just so you know. Then for the upper torso, you can crunch like that forward. Not so much to the back. You can see it kind of clips there a little bit. Trying what I can, but that's how far I can go. You can twist it a little bit. When I say a little bit, a really good amount for the top. For the bottom section, still a good amount, but combining both, it's pretty cool looking. Like so. Nothing further down here. It's not a lot to do. There's more to do with his legs. So I'll show you the legs, bringing his legs up, kick up like so. Good amount. And then to the back. Very good amount. And then splits he can do very nicely. Then he's got some twisting happening right here. A little bit there too. But the majority of twist is right here. The knee is not that great. It's about 90 degrees, but it's a massive joint. You may not like the kind of oyster shell sort of look on his kneecap, but I think it's okay. What you might not like, and in addition to that, is the shading. So it's very grey around here, around the thigh area, but more creamy from the knee and then up a bit here. I don't think it's a huge issue, but some people might take a little offense to that maybe. Moving further down then, his boots, no twist here. I wish more figures would start doing calf twist because I personally like it. Then down to his foot, hindered movement because of the cuffs here. So you can move them a little bit like that and then twist them like so. And of course the toe hinge, which is like right at the tip of the toe. So his toes are like super tiny. That's articulation then for Majin Buu. Changing his head. I think it's going to be the same. You just pop it off. And then let's give the big open mouth one. There we go. You heard the click. So you know it's in space. Because of his mouth is so wide open, you're not going to be able to bend down as much now because of it. But, you know, it's fine. He's probably going to be more leaning forward as he shoots a beam out of his mouth anyway. So that's probably more the kind of pose you're going to go with. Looks pretty good. Changing his hands then. Now he's got massive hands, so I guess you can just put your finger in like you're shaking your finger. Let's take off that hand and let's give him the finger pointing hand. Hopefully I can get that in. It feels like it's in there. I don't think it's in there solid. I'm going to try that again. Okay, it feels like it's in there, but there you go. Play around with it and then it should be fine for you. So there he is. Majin Buu's finger pointing. And then that's actually it. The rest is just the same, just swapping their hands in on and off. And that's it. But he looks cool. He looks great. Like I mentioned, you're going to get a massive gap here, depending on the pose that you put him in. But then you can also see the joint there. So, but you can hide that. So if you've got a pose where he's kind of looking at you like that, his hand could probably hide that. So it's not a huge issue. But just keep that in mind that you're going to have massive gaps around his shoulders, depending on the pose that you use. Overall, though, he's a very cool looking figure, I think. He's very massive. He's hench. I think his price is reflective in the size of him. But like I said, he is taller than Goku, which stands right here. Very tiny. Buu's around 20 centimeters, as I mentioned earlier. But he looks great. And if you like Fat Buu, you do get the bonus head, which is there. Now, I got my figure from Ninian Games for about 7,000 or 8,000 yen. If you're in the US, you should be able to get him from Amazon or Big Bad Toy Store. I believe he should be out either very soon or in around April time, because it's usually about a month after the Japanese release. If you're waiting to get this figure, as in he's on his way, I hope you get yours soon. But I hope you had a enjoyable time watching this video to see what this figure is all about. Do check out my channel for other videos on a couple other Dragon Ball figures like Goku over here, and other figures too. Keep it real, stay safe, peace.